Okay, I'm back, and I'm going to be doing a double swatch in each jar, but it's double. You probably can't see this, but it is 36 inches long by 3. So it is, let's see, move this back here. It is long this way. Oh, I can't reach, but can you see this? 36 inches stripped this way on the yard. That's how I like to do it now, because that's how we put it through the cutter in the long way. So this would be where the selvage would be on this side. So it's a double swatch. So now I want it darker at the bottom, so where that's 2 swatches, and I'm only going to be dipping about half of it. Not the best setup. I need a camera person. Okay, so I want to go somewhere around here. So if I put a 1 teaspoon in there, and this is a double swatch, it would end up, the whole thing would be a 3 value. But when I remember, I'm only dipping a portion of it, so it's going to be darker. So I'm going to put a teaspoon in there, and I'm going to start dipping it and try to get the darkest part at the bottom. And I'm going to write that down on my piece of paper so that I'll know exactly what I did if I need to reproduce this. So I'll take a teaspoon. And remember to always start lighter, because you can always go darker. So I'm taking a teaspoon, put it in there, and some warm water from the tap. Now you know we don't have to measure anything, so I just need enough in there to do the dipping in. Looks like Kool-Aid. Isn't that pretty? Okay. So I'm just going to take the 2 ends like this and hold the tops together. Put the bottom into the jar. No acid yet. And I'm just going to gently start pulling it in and out. Not all the way down. So where this green, will probably start taking the blue color first and leave the yellow for last, and we always will see that. And we know the yellow is stubborn, so we're just going to keep doing this. I probably could have put the boiling water, it would have went quicker, but this is what we're going to do today. So your arm gets a little tired, that's all right. I don't want to add the acid yet because it would take it quicker, but I just want to get more green so I don't get any white core. And once that clears up a little, then I'll put the whole thing in. It's boring. I'm running out of things to say, but you see it's mostly the yellow that's left in the jar. So I'm almost ready to put it in the microwave for 2 minutes while I do the other color. We're going to put some gray or some black into it. So I'll just kind of hang this on the top, stick this in the microwave for 2 minutes. And then do the next one. And why not take the boiling water, since I did have some here, but I put it away. Normally I don't put things away, but of course when I want to show you something I will. So here we go. So again, I'm going to do this one the same with a teaspoon. However, we're going to add a little bit of black. Okay. There we go, and I have some black solution here. There it is. black tape so I know. This is Pro-Chem black, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm just going to take the smallest amount, an 1/8 of a teaspoon. Or a let's do a 1/4 teaspoon. Now I'll have to write this down. So a 1/4 teaspoon in there. That's going to make it pretty dark. But I don't see any green in there at all. That's kind of neutralized it, I think. That's. Let me have a look here. I don't see any green. Okay. I'm going to have to add more green. So let's add another teaspoon. I can easily write down what I've done. There, I'm starting to see some green in the bottle now. Yeah, there we go. And we'll do the same. Now we're not expecting a bright green here. This is going to be for shading. And probably don't even need to dip this one. Probably will just... Okay, let's get the other one out before we work on this. Continue. Ouch. Put your safety gloves on. Remember, don't do as I do. Okay, there we go. So this wool is hot. So now I'm going to take and put a little bit of citric acid in there. Now, yellow is the very worst color for me to be showing you this on because it takes so long to take the color up, but you'll still get the right idea here. I'm going to see what happens here. We start moving it. See all of the blues going into, and what's left in there is just yellow. So I can even take my stick. You know I'm a stirrer, so there we go. Just keep doing that. And leaving the top out. And you can see the color's not right here on the video, but I can see that it's yellow. It's yellow-green. Pretty though. So this is pretty well. There's nothing in there now except for yellow, which of course looks green on here for some reason, but it's just yellow in there. So I'm just going to let that sit. Probably stick it back. Well, let's put it back in for a minute while we're doing this one. And this one here is going to take longer because it's darker, but just gives you an idea of the technique. Now you could use a larger container so that you can actually do this in it to help keep it more even at the bottom, but use what you have. See, this green is going to be nice for in behind the middle of the flower there and in some of the shadows. That looks pretty cool. Probably don't, I hook a lot with swatches, so I don't usually do a lot of dip dyeing, but when I'm bored, just kind of, people seem intrigued by the dip dyeing, so I try not to put my fingers in there, but I also don't want a line at the top. So this one comes out. And this one goes in for 2 minutes. We'll see what this one is doing. Okay, it's water's starting to clear. And again, I can still do this. So what's going to happen to this one is it's just going to have to sit. And I have a little clothespin. This is what I'll do when it's really hot at the top, is I take a little clothespin. The wool's hot. And just do like this. See, that water's almost clear now. And I'll just hold that, pull it all the way down. There's not really anything left in there now. See, the water's clear. So that's pretty well done. And I can just sit the top in it. Give a little stir. Pull that top out. Again, I don't want it to take on anything that it doesn't need. There we go. And done. That one is done. A total of 3 minutes. Okay, pull it out. And it'll have to be rinsed. I've been rinsing my wool lately in something called Eucalan. It's made for wool yarn, but I don't know if you can see how nice that is. Now I could put a little more dark just at the very bottom because it's kind of not quite dark enough down there. So I'll see how much I have left here. Because I have to calculate the amounts, right? Okay, so we used pretty well the whole thing. So we'll put a little acid in this. And just going to put the bottom. Not put the top in at all. You have to keep it moving. Now this could be folded up again, and you could have, really, when I finish with this, I'll have 2 strips. I'll just cut it in the middle. Let's see how it's getting darker at the bottom. I don't know if you can see this. Maybe if I pull the camera back and turn it up. See that? Light to dark. There we go. And this one. Oh, these are great neutrals. Great for shades. And this one, I'm going to stick in here. I've got some of it hanging out, like this, from the microwave, but I'm just going to still put the cover on the top, like that. And we'll do 1 minute. We'll have a look at what's happening here. Now, this is a really nice neutral green. So now we're going to put some acid in there and try to just dip this bottom part in there to get it darker. See, I see the water clearing, and if I could get my stir stick in there. Love stirring. That's why I'm so good at doing swatches, even swatches, because the bottom part, now you see how the water is clearing, getting a lot clearer there. So, and this one is done, and that's hot. Good thing I have 2 hands. But this is really so easy. And, you know, what could go wrong? Nothing. I mean, if you did screw up, well, you just over dye it. But Here we go. You can do both together. I'll put a little bit more acid in each of them. And then this darker one has to go back into the microwave. And while it's in there, oh, this is pretty. Real pretty. This is in there. Another minute. I can take my stick and stir. It's my favorite thing. Okay. Try not to do it in front of the camera but I'm right-handed, so let's do it this way over here. I've got the camera stand between my legs. It's a first for everything. So here we go. See? That's almost clear. So at this point, oh, see what happened here? That came from my hands. It's on the very edge, so. There we go. This is done. Done, done, done. Now, pull it out of the water. Ouch. See, there's nothing left in there. Just a tinge of yellow. And I'm going to dip it. This is the clear water I brought the other stuff in. And that'll just rinse it. No color comes out when we use my system. And now, let's see if there's any way I can show you this. The dark on the bottom. If I fold it, you see the difference as you start going down. So that's a really pretty piece of green. That is really a yellow green, but it's showing more blue here on the camera, but you'll see it later when I take pictures of it outdoors. So we'll bring the other one in, and it should be just about done. And here we go. I'm going to look for that clothespin because I see the steam coming out of that. And yep, it's hot. So we'll just take that, and you can see the colors here, nice and dark at the bottom. So that's that. So I'm going to rinse these, and then I'll come back and show you the colors, and I'll post this.